If you own land, you just bought land, or if you're thinking about buying land, what I'm about to share with you will make and save you a whole lot of money. So grab a pen and a piece of paper. You're probably going to want to take notes, because what we're going to share with you here in this video are the 11 ways that you can justify and supplement the cost of your land. My name is Wayne Turner. For nearly 30 years, I've bought, flipped, brokered, done just about everything when it comes to real estate. So what I share with you is actually hands-on experience from thousands of real estate transactions. So the first one you'll consider doing is when you own a piece of land, you bought a piece of land, instead of just paying those payments, or maybe you spent a whole lot of money, a whole lot of cash out of pocket, you can actually take that land and lease that land to people who like to hunt. There's people in land all around the United States, and they absolutely love to hunt. And they may only hunt for 3 to 6 months out of the year, but that can make you thousands of dollars on a piece of property that you one day hope to build or develop on, but you're just not ready right now. The second one is selling the trees. That's right, you can sell off the timber on your property. There's people out there that will actually come on your property, cut down your trees, clear out your land, and they'll in return sell that to lumber yards. They'll sell that to mills that create lumber from those trees. Now what's really cool about that is they pay you for your trees, and that's a way to supplement the income that you're paying for your property, paying for your land. However, you got to make sure that you get the proper permits, because in every parish, every state, every city, every county, there's different permittable uses for that land. And even though it's your land, unfortunately, you have to get permission before you start clearing out a huge piece of your property. Now, number 3 is sell the dirt. Quick story, I met a lady the other day at a house, and she was telling me how her and her husband, that's what they do for a living. That's right. They have hundreds of acres of land, and they actually sell dirt. They sell off the dirt. They take and sell the timber, and after the timber is sold, they grade the land and they sell off dirt, because you got to think about it. People need dirt. People use dirt for landscaping. People need dirt for foundations on houses. And yeah, there's actually money in selling dirt. So it's not just dirt that's valuable. Number 4 is hay, selling off the hay. Believe it or not, when you let this grass get real high, you can have somebody come onto the property and actually cut it and bale it for hay. They will cut the grass, if you will, take away that hay, and they use it for their cattle, for their livestock. Or they'll take that hay that's baled up and they'll sell it for a profit, and they'll pay you to take your hay off your land. Now, before we get to number 6, think about this. You bought a piece of property, you sold off the timber, you made a little cash there, you let the grass grow up real high for 2 or 3 times a year, you had them cut the hay, and now number 6 is vegetables. Let's just say you want to start a garden. You want to start growing your own fruit trees, you want to start growing your own vegetables, you want to grow corn or whatever it may be. You can sell that at your local flea market, or you can just create food for yourself. Number 7 is leasing the land of farmers, not just crop farmers, but livestock farmers. So there are people out there that will lease your land to put their cattle on your land. And not only will they lease the land from you, but they'll take and put up a fence and make improvements to the property, knowing all well that they won't get it back, but they just need a place to keep their livestock. They don't have any land, but they want some cows. They don't have any land, but they have a lot of cows. Maybe they have a lot of cows and have a lot of land. They need more land, but they don't want to buy land. They'll lease it from you. Now, number 8 is campsites. You've heard of this company called Airbnb, right? They're worth millions and millions of dollars. But there's a lot of people out there that just want to do the old-fashioned pop-up tent camping, and they don't want to be real close in proximity to other campers. They just want to literally go out on 5, 6, 8, 10 acres of land and have a week to themselves, have a few days to themselves. So yeah, you can take that land and create campsites, clear out a few spots, and literally lease out the land to campers. Now, what if you bought a piece of property with a big lake or own a lake? So you have water, right? You have access to water. Why not create a recreational area that people can come and hang out? Why not create a recreational area where people could store their boats? Why not take the land that you just bought on the water, because you've always want 10 acres of land on the water, 10 acres of land on the lake, but you don't want to use it just yet, but maybe 3 years down the road, consider taking that land with all that water frontage and creating boat launches, creating boat slips, and be able to lease that land. Now, number 10 is going to be a little bit more in-depth, and that is actually developing the land. So you can buy 5, 6, 8, 10 acres of land. You can do this on 2 to 3 acres of land. And let's just say you want to put a mobile home park. That's a very affordable way of which people can not only lease property from you, but they can actually buy property from you. So you can do it a couple of different ways. You can develop that land and people can bring their own manufactured home and put it on your property and then lease the property from you. They have their own home. Or you can actually develop the land, purchase the homes, do everything, and collect lease payments on each individual home. Now, number 11 is a little interesting, and you may have these in your area, your hometown, and it's the flea markets. So I talked with a gentleman the other day, true story, bought a piece of land, and he turned that land into a flea market. And I said, well, what did you do with a flea market? He said, well, it was real simple, Wayne. I set up a flea market. We started doing some promotions and advertisements. We got people to actually set up booths. We let them rent a booth, if you will, for $100. We had 25 of those at $100 a piece. He made $2,500 a week and did that every Saturday for 4 or 5 hours. That's $10,000 a month. Now, I know I told you 11, but I got carried away. There's two more. There's two more. Go with me here. So number 12 is this. Why not create a recreational area for ATVs? Because there's land like this, and you may know it in your area, your part of town, your part of the country, where they actually have 100 acres of land with trails cut, and people can show up with their ATVs, their four-wheelers, their motorcycles. They have food trucks show up. The food truck doesn't charge you to show up on your property because they're making money off the food that they're selling. And bottom line is people pay you per person just to go spend the day on your land having a good time on their ATV. Now, this is the last one, I promise, but there's probably more, and maybe I missed something. If I did, please leave a comment below. But number 13, lucky number 13 is a haunted woods. Go with me there. When I was a kid growing up, they had this thing called a haunted woods in Nashville, Tennessee, and it was such fun. And I don't know who it was, but they took a lot of land and they had buses and all kind of crazy cool stuff. It was down Neely's Bend Road, and it was the coolest place. And it was where people literally for 2 months out of the year, they would just go and hang and trek through the woods, and they had people with chainsaws, and it was a lot of fun. Now, fast forward years later, as I'm a grown adult selling real estate, I met the guy who actually developed that land, created that, and actually sold that business that made a substantial profit just off making his land a haunted woods. So there you have it. There's 13 ways. If you're thinking about purchasing land, you're a little bit apprehensive because it's like, Wayne, it's going to cost me money. I'm either going to spend thousands of dollars to purchase it and pay cash outright, or I'm going to have a payment on it. Well, there's 13 ways in which you can make money off your land. So thank you for watching the video. Thank you for subscribing once again to our channel, and let us know if there's anything we can do to help you in your neck of the woods.